This is like a huge question I've been getting for like a long time. Lash speed. Like, how can I get my lashes? How can I cut my time down? Tired of taking a long time to lash. Like, so if you're interested in hear what I have to say, stay tuned. Welcome back to my channel. Okay, so we're going to hop straight into it. Thank you guys for tuning back in. Today's topic is lash speed. If you see me looking down, I have notes. Like, I always write down things, especially for this topic, because like it's a lot of things that we need to discuss. First of all, I want to say this right here. Everybody is different. Lash tech, don't matter how many of us it is, like we're all different. We've all been taught different, do things different. Like mind, the way we comprehend things is very different. Okay, so everybody is not going to be the same. And things that may work for me may not work for you. Things that you may do may not work for me. But we're gonna get into this lash speed. Okay. So I'm gonna kind of like go from like top to bottom. You feel what I'm saying? Like on how I feel. Like, and some of them might be out of order, but I'm gonna try to keep it in order. That's why I'm gonna like keep looking. The first thing that goes into speed, number one, I want to say like there is no like, what am I about to say? Yeah, this is what I want to say. There's not like just one thing that goes into lash speed. Like there's a lot of different elements that go into lash speed. I don't think people like really consider. I think a lot of people just think like, oh, if there's just like one or two things that I have to do and then like my speed gonna be bomb. Like, no, because everybody's different. So the first thing that goes into speed is the client's natural lashes. You feel me? One thing I do want to say, like, I think that we all know this, like, everybody natural lashes are not the same. Some people have, like, you know, a slight curl. Some people have, like, you know what I'm saying, it's just very, like, straight. Some people who have curly lashes, some people who have sparse, some people with lashes that grow very wild, some people have, like, a lot of lashes. Like, that goes into speed, because I know, like, for me, if I have somebody that comes and their natural lashes are like really straight, or because I feel like people who have like straight lashes, like it's very easy to isolate and it helps me move faster. So I may do them faster than somebody who got curly lashes, because some people who have curly lashes, it take me longer to isolate. So dealing with people with their natural lashes have a lot of say so in like how long, like, you know, it takes. The second thing is like the client, like if they move a lot, you know, because sometimes like I have clients, like we may get to talking and they move a lot, like when they talk, and that cuts down on my speed. Um, if their eyes are really jittery, you know, me, I've been lashing for like almost 3 years. So somebody who has like jittery eyes, like it really doesn't bother me because I'm kind of like used to it. But if you're a new lash tech and you have somebody that their eyes are like really jittery, like they move a lot, you can like put a penny like on their eye, like just tape it down and it calms it down. 9 times out of 10, like they just have drunk like something that's like had a lot of caffeine in it, and makes their eye like, you know, jittery. So that can have an effect on your speed as well, especially somebody who has like watery eyes, because I know like me, if somebody's eye is like really really watery, like, and I have to keep stopping, like, you know what I'm saying, and wiping the tears, like that can cut down your speed as well. Taping, and I feel like taping has a lot to do with like new lash techs, kind of. If you're taping somebody, like you have to make sure like everything is flat based before you actually start lashing. Like your tape can't be lumpy, like move, like your gel pads can't be like moving around. It cuts down on your speed. Me personally, I just use straight tape. I know people who only use gel pads, people who use both tape and gel pads. You just have to do like what's best for you. Like I said previously, everybody is not the same. Like a lot of people are very different. But I know like me, when I took my refresher course, I realized that my taping was trash. So normally I use 2 pieces of tape at the bottom. And then sometimes, depending on how the eye is shaped, if I have to lift it up, I put a piece of tape at the top to lift up the eyelid so I can see where I'm placing my lash. Another thing, like the way you hold your tweezers, because me personally, like the way I was holding my tweezers at the beginning of when I first started lashing and now is two totally different ways. Understand that everybody teaches different, you know. So what your teacher may teach you may not go with your like motor skills. Like maybe it just does not click with you and you're forcing it to click with you, and maybe like that is like, you know, cutting down into your speed as well. I know me personally, I put my straight tweezer in the left hand and I use the curved tweezer in my right. Before it used to be like vice versa. And like I know people who use like two straight tweezers. I know people who use two curved tweezers. Like you really just have to try and figure out like what's your niche when it comes to lashes. My bad. When it comes to your tweezers, because that can have an effect on your speed as well. Another thing too is like where your lashes are placed. I know for me personally, like when I first started, like me personally, I can't place lashes on the forehead. Like I can't do it. That just takes, it just does something with me. Like I just can't do it. Beginning, like I had like a lash palette that used to sit like on the side of my like on this plastic thing where like it just sat on the side because I use like different lengths or whatever. And I know sometimes they have like the little like boards you can place that actually on the side of the client head. I used to use those, and then like I realized my speed got cut down. I mean my speed got cut down. I started putting the lash strip like on my finger. Like I just switch it out, like, you know what I'm saying, when I'm changing like lengths and stuff like that, and that helped me like with my speed. But understand, like all of this stuff like goes into like how fast you lash, you get what I'm saying? So that's why I said like it's good to try different things to try to find like your niche, like, you know. And in my classes, like I teach that, like because even previous students, like they can tell you like if something wasn't working for them, like we figure out what would work for them, you get what I'm saying, because everybody is different. Because I know some people, like even when it comes to lash glue, like the glue rings, some people, like some of my students, like they use it, and then some of them like they don't. So we have to make it work. We gotta make it do what it do. What you're using, you know, it's a lot of lash techs who just use the same thing, like when they lash to somebody, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I know like if you use like a lot of different lengths or diameters or curls or whatever, it might take you a little longer time to lash somebody, which is okay. Me personally, like when it comes to timing, I do lashes like it depends on the set and it depends on the person, but on average, we're talking about on average it takes me an hour and a half to 2 hours to do somebody, depending on what they're getting. I think it's like I did a couple clients where it took me like 2 hours and 30 minutes because like maybe they were getting like something like, you know, really really extravagant. Back before I started lashing, well, when I started lashing in the beginning, I used to like take an hour to lash somebody, like, you know what I'm saying, I had people in and out. But then I realized like my lashes were looking like everybody else and I didn't like that. So versus focusing on speed, focus on getting your craft great. So people, when they come to you, that they don't mind laying down, you get what I'm saying? Because you have some clients who be like, oh, that was too fast, I don't trust it. Then you have those clients that be like, yes girl, get me in, get me out. Like, you get what I'm saying? So you have those two type of clients. But one thing I will definitely say, the main thing in lashing when it comes to speed is isolation. And in my class, like I try to get that mastered down before anything, and my students can like vouch for that. Like isolation is the main thing you got to get, and I teach a certain technique that can make sure that, you know, your isolation is down packed. So maybe you should book my class for that. Isolation is huge, and a lot of times when people go to classes, like you're just taught to get one lash by itself, but you're not really taught how to get one lash by itself. So that is a huge part when it comes to lashing. Like your lash speed is your isolation, and a lot of times, like it's good to just practice on people isolating, like just getting one lash by themselves versus like trying to lash somebody, you get what I'm saying? Like, because in the period in my class, like we just focus on like getting one lash by itself, like, because that's the hardest thing to do, is to focus and get one lash by itself. But I also want to say, like, if you are a lash tech that's struggling with time, make sure your clients are extremely comfortable. You do not want them laying on a bed flat on their back, no pillow, no comfort, no cover. Like, you want them to be as comfortable as possible. If you have them, like, you know, laying down for like a long period of time, you get what I'm saying? Like, who wants to be laying on the lash bed for 3 to 4 hours? Like, so on timing, I just want to say, like, back on it, I said I take you know, hour and a half. And I know other lash techs too who take the same time. A lot of people may feel like, oh, like, you know what I'm saying, over the time, like, because I know lash techs who've been lashing for like 5-6 years and they still take 2 hours on a volume set, and there's nothing wrong with that. And like, you know, and there's some girls who only take 45 minutes on people who take an hour. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. But my whole thing is basically like, don't focus so much on how long you're taking. Focus on perfecting the craft, and the timing will come. With me personally, I think my timing got pretty good within 6 months, and I wasn't even consistent like that. But understand that everybody is different. Everybody's journey is different. Everybody catches on different. I know a lot of my students catch on faster than how I did back when I first started. So everybody is different. But that is all I have for y'all today on my lash speed. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you guys in my next lash talk video.